it with anyone in your club, in your council, no problem. If you are not on the email list that I sent this out to, so if you didn't get the invite from me and you want to have the recording, you can email me. My email is mmanning at MTNTRVL, so mountain travel, the short version.com. And then I'll put together a list and get this out to everyone. But we'll also put it on it's going to go on the Federation website, right, ladies? Yeah. Okay. So we have Lisa Barigi and Cheryl Mann, who are with the National Ski Council Federation. These two are leading the charge, getting everyone whipped into shape, trying to grow clubs and councils. So we thank them for really putting the efforts into putting these educational committees together. So we hope to do more. And, maybe we'll query you all at some point about topics too. I think that would be a really good idea. And so Nina Baum is the one who's going to school us all in marketing and social media. She has her own business and she's done some really good things. I've checked out her websites and they're really cool. And she's going to teach you all how to market yourselves in the way that it's not specifically to younger generation, but the thing is, they're all the younger generation is on social media. So it's just going to trickle down to them once you do it properly. All right. So when Nina's done, we're going to take some questions. So if at any point you have questions, please put them in the chat. And does everyone know where the chat is? If you put your mouse down towards the bottom of the page, you see a bunch of icons. You see chat, throw a chat to me and I'll keep track of questions and then we'll go through them because we might be getting multiple repeats. That way we can just keep it orderly at the end and we can get all the information from Nina that we need. All right, so we have 89 people. Nina, I say take it away.
Sounds good. Thank you so much. All right, everyone. My name is Nina Baum. I own my own marketing agency. It's called Volo Media. I specialize in social media and digital marketing, and I actually do marketing for a lot of other small businesses and organizations. And then I also have my own personal brand that's been pretty successful as well. My personal brand is Nina the Adventurous. So just showcasing a lot of like my activities and stuff like that, and then doing brand deals and stuff through that as well. So today I'm gonna go over a few things that you can utilize with social media in your marketing. So I'm just gonna share my screen here and pull up my presentation. So share. Okay. I'm gonna minimize you all. Okay. Also, I am babysitting my niece and nephew tonight, but they've got a movie, so they should be good for this. But you see a little kid coming in the background or something, that's why. Okay, so making sure you can see my screen. All
Yep.
good. Okay, perfect. Okay, so promoting your organization with social media. So we're going to cover a few different things today. We're going to talk about social media content. So there's Reels, which also are like TikToks or YouTube Shorts. Reels are specific to Facebook and Instagram, but those are the short form vertical videos that you see. Then there's posts, stories, events. I'll get into each one of these things more. And then we're going to go over so we're going to talk about best practices for posting these types of things. And then we're going to go into ads and content. So how you can actually run social media ads and how to create the content for those ads, how you can target specific people and demographics with those ads and maybe reach those people that you want to see what you're doing. And then we're going to touch on some tech trends in data in this field. So first we're talking about the content. So as I had kind of started to mention with Reels, um, the term reel is specific to Facebook and Instagram. So it'd also be known as like a TikTok if you're on the TikTok platform, or YouTube Shorts if you're on YouTube. And then there's your regular posts. So these are usually like graphics, images. They can be videos too. And then you have your stories, which expire after 24 hours. And then you also have your events. So this is more specific, though, to like Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Like TikTok doesn't have the ability to do events. So when you're posting to social media, there's different sizes and different dimensions for the type of content that you're posting. When you're doing Reels, it's vertical. So it's going to be 1080 by 1920 pixels. And that's going to be your vertical video. So whenever you shoot vertical on your phone and everything, this is going to be sort of that dimension. When you do a post on social media, typically photos or graphics, these are you can do different dimensions than this. You don't have to do this, but this is probably going to be one of the most appealing and platform friendly dimensions. It's going to be your 1080 by 1080, so a square essentially. A square is going to be better than, say, like a landscape post that's got a shorter vertical dimension, because the square takes up more of the screen, and so it's people are going to look at it more when they're scrolling. And then you have your stories, which are also vertical. These can be photos or graphics or videos. I forgot to put videos there. But these only last 24 hours. So they're just really kind of like for quick updates, more maybe like in the moment thing, because those will disappear after 24 hours. Stories are sort of that thing that kind of show up at the top of the screen. Then you tap on the person's profile and then you see it and you can kind of swipe through. And then so creating content. So there's a bunch of different platforms out there that you can create content with. You can use Adobe Creative Cloud Express. So if you have an Adobe subscription, this is included in there. The Creative Cloud Express also does have a free version for anyone who wants to use it if you don't have an Adobe subscription. Just like Canva, Adobe Express and Canva are essentially the same thing. And Canva also has a free version, and then there's the paid versions. And then these are great for doing like graphics, especially graphics, I would say. And then you have like your video editing platforms. CapCut is a really popular one. I actually use this one quite a bit. There is a free version and there's a paid version. The paid version is very affordable. It's like $7 a month or something. And I actually personally use CapCut for social media videos because it's very quick and easy to use. And there's a lot of great presets in there, even though I'm an Adobe person by heart. I definitely do CapCut for social media videos. And then there is Adobe Rush, which is Adobe's kind of simplified version of Premiere Pro. Premiere Pro is their big video editing platform, but it's pretty complex and it's not necessary for like simple social media videos. So Adobe Rush is sort of that simplified version that you can utilize. So, and what I'm going to do is we're going to actually go in and we're going to create some content using Adobe Express. Take that off of there. So I'm just going to bring you guys over here. So if you go into Adobe Express, what I'm going to show you here is going to be also going to be very similar to how Canva would work. A lot of the features are very transferable. So if you need a graphic, so what we're going to do after I create some graphics here is we're actually going to go into Facebook. We're going to create a Facebook event, and we are going to create some social media ads too. So you need media for that. You need assets. You need video, graphics, photos, something to utilize to catch people's attention. It's not just a text-based ad or event or post. So you need to create something around it. I already did create a design in advance to this to save time so that we can actually get through everything. But I just want to show you guys a couple things in here. They've got a lot of great presets and stuff. So like they have an Instagram square post. They've got like the Instagram story, um, all sorts of different dimensions. You can search for different templates. You can search like ski trip even, and they've got templates that already have like ski trip on it and stuff like that. And then you can go in and you can edit these templates, which is really nice. You can get them to match your brand. I also searched for, I did like event, I think I did. Um, when I was looking for, oh, and you would go to, because they also have photos, like stock photos and videos that you can utilize, which is kind of nice. Um, and I had like searched for event and I had picked one through here and then customized it to match the brand for the event that I was going to do. So I will bring you back. I'll go to my stuff. So here is just something I threw together really quick with a template. I can just kind of show you some of the pieces to it. So first, I brought in a background image. So the ski club that I work with, we are doing a trip to France. It's actually already sold out, so sorry if you want to go on this. It's too late. Um, so I'm telling you how great it is, and you can't even sign up. No. So we're doing a France ski trip. So I took an image of the place. I put it in the background here. So I just uploaded that from my computer here. So I can delete it and we'll just go to like upload on the left here. And then I had it downloaded. Don't mind me because I have a bunch of stuff on here for my work. So here we go. Here's the photo. See, I can bring it in here, place it on the background. Now it's in front of everything. So on the right side here, you can organize the layers. So here I'm dragging it all the way to the back. So now we have that background image in there. And then we would, sorry, I clicked on the wrong thing. Get that back there. So then I want this kind of green overlay in here, which is just a shape. So if you want to add a shape, you would just go to elements here and you can go to your shapes part here, view all rectangles. You would just click on rectangle and then it would bring it in here and you can resize it. You can, use these little buttons on the sides and the corners and stuff to get it positioned how you want it. And then you can change the color. You can look at swatches, you can do custom colors and so forth. And so I knew the colors I wanted for the brand, so I brought in the hex codes. And because you can add your own colors and stuff too. So that's really nice. And then obviously you can add in your text, which should be over here. You would hit the text button, add your text, and you would type it in here and format it to how you want it. So you can change the fonts to make sure it matches your brand or anything. And then here's just another rectangle that I used to make a little background. And then here, honestly, it's just two circle shapes overlaid each other that we imported in and then just added text and dates. And then that's just this purple thing here is just another circle behind this image here. And there's a fun thing with circle cropping the images. So you can hit crop. So this came in as a square image. And then when you hit crop on it, you can crop in all these different shapes, which is cool. So I picked the circle one. And so then it would crop it and you can resize it as well, which is nice too. So you can get it to align and match up. So I went with the 1920 by 1080 horizontal dimension here because I'm going to use this graphic to create a Facebook event. Now, 1920 by 1080 isn't necessarily like the exact dimensions for a cover image for a Facebook event, but it's pretty dang close. And you're going to use the 1920 by 1080 horizontal dimension is very popular for other things. It's very multi-use. So anything that you're going to post to that needs a horizontal format, that's a very safe dimension to go with. It'll kind of fit a lot of the different boxes and requirements of different platforms. And so then I just recommend don't put any of your design right to the edge, like any of your key information, leave a buffer. So then that way, if it does need to crop it a little bit, you have some room, which is nice. So, but this is just a really nice all around dimension. So you don't have to go making a whole nother size of things. So it just works nicely. But then if we're going to run an ad, we're going to need a couple other dimensions too. So I went ahead and resized this. And so then I did it into a square, so 1080 by 1080. And then I also did it into the vertical. And there's a fun feature on here. I can hit resize up here and you can change the dimensions. So like if I wanted to do the square, I can duplicate and resize. And then here it's resized it for me. Obviously, this isn't quite how I want it. So I'm gonna bring that background across the whole thing. And I'm probably gonna select all these components. And then we're gonna increase the size on it all. And then I had kind of reorganized it a little bit. Okay, I missed the background one when I was clicking on them all. We'll bring that out. So you can get the resizing really nicely. So all your content's there. You don't have to redesign it. I mean, I just resized that really quickly. And then you can do the same for the vertical, which you guys see I have over here. And then I just downloaded them. You can do PNG, JPEG. A PNG, if say you didn't have a background, you could then export to have a transparent background, which is really nice too. But since we're going to do an ad, I'm just going to download as a JPEG, and I've already downloaded these, so I'm not going to do that on here. So then let me pop back over here. Okay, and then I'm going to start with creating a Facebook event. So this is just my company page. I'm just going to go through the steps of creating an event. We're not going to actually publish it. So we're going to go to events. Oh, 1 second. Yes, Kirsten. It won't let you scroll.
It won't let you go down.
Here, just swipe. There you go. Okay. Sorry about that.
No
Okay.
worries.
Yeah, so okay. So okay, we're gonna go create a Facebook event. So this is a tool that you guys will probably use quite a bit, especially if you got any ski trips coming up that you want to promote, if you have board meetings, if you have get-togethers, if you have any sort of socials, anything like that. Facebook events are a really good way to get the word out about something you have coming up for your ski club. So you would go to your page for your ski club, you would create event, and then we would change the cover image. So I'm going to upload. So here I made a folder specifically for this with the graphics. There we go. So we're going to upload this graphic in here. Okay. So in this view, it's going to crop it a little bit, but like if you're on mobile or if you're on a tablet or different type of computer, it's going to crop it really differently on all of them. So that's why I said leave a buffer on the edges so that your key information stays in the center. But some of them, it's going to show more on the top and the bottom. It just really depends on what kind of device you're on. And then we're going to give this a name. So we're just going to do France ski trip. Okay. And then you can put the dates in. So let's see here. This one's January 11th, and then we can add an end date and time, 19th. And you can do different times. This will be in person. We probably don't need the location for that one. You put in all your details. And then if you're partnering with anybody, you can add a co-host in here. So if there's like another club or another group or something, you can put a co-host request with them. So then also show on their page the same event, and then they can edit too, which is really nice. Put in your details here. You can select categories. I think there's a sports one. And if one doesn't fit, it doesn't matter. That's not a big deal. And then once you've published it, you can also boost it and run an ad for it. So actually, I might just publish this temporarily so I can show you how to do that. And just like hopefully, and then I'm just going to delete it quickly after. Let me put in here test event. There we go. Because then the nice thing about when you create an event, then you can go and boost it. And so get it in front of a lot of people because it might not get in front of the people you want. So once it's created, then you can hit boost event. Okay. And if you have a ski club, you can create an ad account too. So like I have a bunch for all my different clients here. So I'm just gonna put this under my personal one for right now. So just make sure you have that set up properly and you would put a description here. Um, and then you can do some targeting here. So, the clubs are region based, right? So, I live in Rhinelander, so I'm just gonna put that in for right now. So you can target based on location. You can change the radius. You can do 10 miles up to 50 miles. If you're like, hey, I want to get this neighboring area here too. Let me get Iron Mountain. Michigan. There we go. Yeah, let's bring that up. Or hey, I don't want to do a radius. I want to do something else. Like let's go Keweenaw County, Michigan. Here we go. So that will actually just do the county itself. We can also just do let's see here. Yeah, counties. You could do a whole state too. We could do might not let me mix them all. There we go. Go Wisconsin. So I can do the whole state of Wisconsin as well. So that's pretty cool. So you have a lot of different targeting options here geographically. It doesn't just have to be a radius, which is really nice. Oh, I will have to keep one in here. Let's just go Wisconsin as a state. And then, okay, then you can pick by age too. Maybe you don't allow people until they're 21 or something on a trip. I don't know. Or you're targeting a specific demographic. Maybe you want to encourage more younger people to sign up or whatever it is. So you can do that. You can target by gender. You can also target by interest and stuff too. So I'm just gonna hit cancel on that for now. You can create an audience too and save it. So when you come back and run another ad, you don't have to recreate this every single time. And then you can set for how many days you want the ad to run. So it's going to default to when the event starts. But hey, we don't want people trying to sign up, the week before the event. They got to sign up way before that, right? Obviously, this trip's already sold out and we wouldn't even be accepting more, but say, hey, we need to get people signed up by the 21st. So you could put the end date there for that to run, and then you can put any amount that you want towards it. The cool thing about advertising on Meta is that it's actually very affordable. You don't have to spend a lot of money. Honestly, $50 is going to get you really far. You don't need to spend more than 50 on a 2 week or 1 week boost. Where I'm at, where it's more rural, we don't even have to spend 50. We can do like 25. So that's really nice. If you're in a more populous area, a bigger city, I would definitely go up to 50 then, or even a little higher. And then you would hit publish and it'd boost that event. And then this will show up in people's feeds so they can see, hey, this is coming up. That's really cool. Okay, so we're not gonna boost that though. So we're just gonna leave. And I'm gonna delete it quick because I don't want people to actually do this, sign up for this. But I did want to show you the process of how to do that. Cancel. Delete. Okay, so I'm going to run back into my presentation here because we're going to talk a little bit. Actually, hold on 1 second. No, we're not. Let me go back to my page here. So when you're making different, I'm sorry, I'm trying to think what order I want to do this in because I don't have a reel to post right now. Actually, I'm going to come back to this after the ads. Okay, so what we're going to do then is we're going to talk about ads too. So there's, we can run, in addition to boosting an event, you can actually run different types of ads on social media too. So boosting an event is just one form of an ad, and we typically refer that to just as boosting. So that means you're taking like an existing post that you've made or an event that you've published and you're boosting it. So you're just trying to push that out there to more people. An ad is more intentional. Like this is specifically a little bit more targeting, a little bit more capabilities with it, a little bit more intentional, is what I would say with an ad. So to do an ad, so say you're on your page for your club, and you want to run an ad. Maybe you want to get more people to follow your page, just to get people aware that your club exists even, or maybe you, like I said, you want to promote an upcoming social or an upcoming ski trip or whatever it is that you might have going on. You can run a specific ad as well. So then you would want to go to there's a couple different ways. You can go to Meta Business Suite or your ad center. I tend to like to go through the Meta Business Suite because Meta Business Suite is really where you should be managing everything for your page too. So if you want to schedule out content, you can do that in here. So if you want to create a post, you want to create a reel, this is a really good place to manage all of that if you're the person taking care of the social media for your club. But we're going to go to ads.
Hey Nina, I have a question while you're
Yes.
doing that.
Mhm.
If they are doing their Facebook page just as a page, not as a business, does that impact all of these? Do you
Nope,
know?
nope.
No?
No, they're all the
Okay,
same. Yep.
perfect.
Yeah, it's on Instagram that it gets a little bit different because Instagram profiles, you'll have business profiles or you'll have creator profiles and personal profiles. And then that's where you have different restrictions on things.
Okay.
But whereas if it's Facebook, if you have a page, it doesn't matter if it's a business page or a club page or a brand page, whatever. It can be anything. You have all these capabilities.
Awesome.
The only difference is that like because I'm an agency, I can actually create ad accounts for other pages. I don't even need to like go into them. So I have like that capability, but that doesn't matter. Like I'm showing it to you guys how you would see it. So then you would go to your ads. So you could create an ad in here. But I like to go to Ads Manager because you have a lot more capabilities here. And we're gonna see, I'm gonna switch my ad account. So this isn't something you guys would typically see is all these ad accounts. You're only seeing that because I'm an agency. You would probably only have one ad account, maybe two, depending if you maybe manage a couple other pages for other groups or something like that. So I've already got a lot of different ads that have ran in here. So then we would go here to create an ad. This is gonna give you some different options. You can run an ad for awareness. This is show to people who are most likely to remember them. This is great for getting reach, brand awareness, video views, so forth. Then there's traffic. So this is where you would send people somewhere. So if they click on your ad, they go to a destination. So it'd be like your website, an app, a Facebook event. So you can actually run an ad for your Facebook event through here too. I showed you a different way to do it that was easier, but this is another way too. And you can get people to make phone calls through this one. So this is kind of, it all depends on what the intent of your ad is. There's also engagement. Maybe you want more people to engage with the content itself. Leads, this one you're probably not going to use a whole lot, but it creates like a form that people would like, they click on the ad and they fill out a quick form that gives you like their information. So then you can reach back out to them. App promotion, this is specifically for apps, like if you have an app that you want to promote, which you guys probably aren't going to have that. And then sales, so this is if you have like, it's for e-commerce businesses. So if you are selling products and stuff like that, that's what you would do. I wouldn't use this for like events or anything. Typically, you're going to use traffic. So like if you have something posted on your website and you want to drive people to it, so maybe you have a sign up for an event, social or whatever it might be, or membership, you want to encourage people to sign up for a membership, traffic would be a good one. So we are going to actually, we're going to utilize the traffic ad. I'm gonna hit continue. So now with AI, they give all these different options. So they have this kind of AI version. It'll sort of like do it all for you, which is great if you don't really know a lot, and you're just trying to do it quick, but it doesn't give you as much customization. So I always do a manual traffic campaign because it just allows you to set up everything so you know exactly what it's going to be. So we're going to put France ski trip. So we're at the campaign level right now. Um, so like maybe we want to run multiple different ads for the France ski trip. So like maybe say we were like way in advance. Maybe we knew we were going to do the trip, but we didn't have all the details yet. So we wanted to run an ad to get like early signups, just getting people like if you're interested, sign up. We're going to put you on a list and contact you once the details are finalized. So then we could have then at the ad set level, that's where I would define and have a different ad. And then later on, okay, now the details are out there. We really want to push registrations. Now we're going to run a different ad for that. And then maybe we're getting towards the end of it and we still need like a couple more people to sign up. Then we're going to run a third ad that's a little bit different. So you can do multiple ad sets under one campaign. So at this campaign level, you really don't do a whole lot. You just kind of put the name there. And there's a couple little things you can look at, but you would really just save all this, keep all this. And then we would hit next. And so then we get to the ad set. So we're just say France general ad. So then here it gives you option. Do you want to send people a website? Do you want them to send you a message? You want them to call you? For this one, we really want people to the website because they're going to sign up through there for this event in particular. And then this can all pretty much stay the same, how it is. You don't have to fill this stuff in. Budget and schedule. You can do a daily budget. You can do a lifetime budget. I like to just do lifetime. Like, hey, we're gonna run this ad for like a week. We're just gonna do $50 on that. We don't need to do more. And then like we did in the last one, we can do our audiences. So right now it's sort of it's this Advantage Plus audience. This is AI based. It'll kind of generate your audience for you. I don't want to do that. We're going to use original audience. You can do it. There's nothing wrong with it, but personally for me, I like to exactly know who I'm targeting. I have saved audiences in here for different accounts and stuff. So then we would just pick again and I will just do one really fast since you guys kind of already seen how that looks. Okay, so we'll just save it at that. And then the age, you can do other things. So we could put in like skiing, because obviously that's a big one, right? So we want to target people who are into skiing. Maybe we want to target people who are into snowboarding. There we go. And then, oh, maybe we want people who want to travel, right? No, I spelled it wrong. That's why. Travel. Frequent travelers. So let's do that. So I think that's pretty good. That's kind of honed in some different interests, behaviors, and so forth. So that's where you can really target, which is nice. So you can get in front of those people who are maybe in your community who like to ski but just don't know that you have this stuff going on. And then that's pretty much there at the ad set level. And then we're going to go to the actual ad level. So then this is where you actually create your ad. So everything leading up to this has just sort of been like the groundwork for it. So we're going to change. So for you, your page would probably show up like right away. But I have a bunch in here. So you would select the Facebook page. And so the nice thing with Meta ads, because Facebook and Instagram are both owned by Meta, you can run ads on both platforms at the same time. So that's why I really recommend this because it's kind of you get, more bang for your buck, two platforms, and you only have to set up your ad once. So that's really nice. And Instagram's also going to have more of your younger demographic on there too. And then we're going to do a manual upload. We're going to do a single image or video. You can do carousels too. These are really fun. So this is if you have like multiple images. So maybe you have like 5 really cool pictures of your destination that you're going to. Then you can do a carousel and highlight it that way. But just for simplicity, we're going to do single image and video. and then we're gonna add our media. So we're gonna add images. So we're gonna upload. Okay, so I'm just gonna pick one of the dimensions first. So you can't select more than one. So you can see here is the square dimension. It fits in here perfectly for these placements. Then we're gonna replace this vertical one because we want it to not crop. So now we have this nice vertical one here that shows, and then we have the horizontal here. So we're gonna replace that as well with our landscape image. Like I said, now the dimension on this isn't perfect, but like I said, the 1920 by 1080 kind of encompasses all the different horizontal dimensions you're gonna need. So it does crop a little bit off the top and bottom, but like I said, keep your key information inside. And there you go. So now let's see, I didn't have to create a different size for that Facebook cover graphic, and I didn't have to create a different size for this ad. I was able to use the same graphic for both, which was really nice. Just saving time on something that's really not super critical. So so it'll kind of want to optimize your ad graphics and stuff for you and say like it's going to use AI to try to create these variations, which to me honestly hasn't gotten that advanced yet. Sometimes it nails it, but most of the time it doesn't. So that's why it's still good to do this stuff yourself. It's working on it. So we're just gonna do skip and continue because we don't want it to use its AI stuff. And then we're just gonna hit done here. And so now you can kind of see how your ad is going to preview here in different placements through Meta. And so we still have a couple things to do. We got to add some text here. So this will show up like on feed. So like we are going to France to ski, join our group, join our group for a lot of fun. Okay, whatever you want to put there. So that'll show up. It won't show up on all placements, just so you know, just so you're aware. See, like if we get to your stories, see, it's not going to show up there. But when it's in the feeds placement, we'll see it here as like a caption. And then we have to add a headline. So this is the headline over here that we're going to change. So we're going to put like and then we have a little just so you can see how that's changed over here on the bottom below the graphic. And then we're going to put like registration closes December 1. Okay, just like some other little information here. Just to create some urgency or something. Learn more, that's typically a good button to do. You could do book now, contact us. There's just a lot of different options in here. Sign up. Learn more is just sort of the default and works really well for most things. So now you've pretty much set up your trip. You put in the page here for the trip. Obviously this isn't going to be on my website's page, but we'll just leave that for now. You would just put in the page for your website here. You can also make it so that people can call you if you want, but we're just gonna have people go to the website. And then there you go. Now you've pretty much set up your ad. So you can see how it's gonna look in all the different placements. Something I like to tell people is when you're designing the vertical ad, just be aware that, Meta is going to overlay like that link button to go to your website on your ad. So don't have key information right at the bottom of the graphic. Leave a little buffer on the bottom and even sometimes at the top, a little bit of buffer because you're going to have your page kind of details here. So it's just we leave a little bit of buffer around the edges for extra information. And that's your ad. And then you would hit publish and it would run. Okay. So we're not going to.
Nina, someone sent me a chat and asked, how did you get to this page to start setting up that ad?
Yep. Okay. So if you're in Facebook, say you're in your personal profile, let's see what shows up. Okay. So you're on your personal Facebook profile, you've logged in as yourself. You're going to then go here, find your page for your club. So I'm using my business page right now. Click on that, switch to that profile. There's like a million different ways to get here, but I'm trying to like show you the most probably intuitive way, like process that you can get there. I mean, you can click Ad Center here, Ads Manager here. You could do it through Meta Business Suite. I like to personally go go through Meta Business Suite first. And sorry, it's going to default to a different page for me because of my agency stuff. So here we go. So Meta Business Suite. So now you're in the Meta Business Suite, which is where I said this is where you would want to kind of manage a lot of your content and everything. This is like kind of like your high overview place for your page where you can see everything. And then I just clicked on ads over here. And then this will give you, a quick view if you have ads running right here. And then go to Ads Manager, is what I do. But then once again, I have a lot of ad accounts that I manage. So it's going to default to some other ones for me. And so then you would select your ad account, which for me would be over here, my personal one. And then you can create your ad. But there's a lot of different ways to do it. So it isn't just like one way of doing that. Like I said, you don't even need to, let me go back to like Facebook itself. You don't even need to go into the ads manager to create an ad either. We can go into the ad center, you can hit advertise, and then it'll run you through this sort of like AI version that's a little bit more easier. You can do like create a new ad. There's just like so many different ways to do it. And the way I showed you is probably like the most detailed way to do it, the way you have the most functionality and the most customization. These other ways, you get some of those customizations, but not all of them. And it's going to be more, like Meta's going to do more of the stuff for you. So it just kind of all depends on how you want to do it. So like here, I could create an ad in here, but it doesn't give me all the same functionalities and options that I want. So that's that. Okay, so we went through how to create the ad. Okay, so then yeah, here's some tips for creating social media ads. The different dimensions, which I showed you, the horizontal, vertical, and square. You can do video ads, you can do images, graphics. If you're going to do a video, I usually recommend somewhere around like 15 seconds, unless you have something super engaging or you're telling a story. You'll see longer video ads out there, and those can work, but they have to be really engaging and captivating. So if you're just kind of putting out something quick, and it's a video, I would stick somewhere around 15 seconds. I find that's a good sweet spot to get the information across, but not be too long that you lose people's attention. Adding movements or like, so you could do animations with your text, which there's animation presets in Canva and Adobe Express too. So you could do that with your graphic. And just make sure like the key information's on there. It's visually engaging and captivating. Some tech trends and data so you guys can kind of know what's happening coming up in the field. Obviously, video, short form videos, the Reels, YouTube Shorts, TikToks, those are huge. That's where you can get your content in front of people without having to really do ads. So a typical post, like an image post or posting a graphic, that's going to show to your followers, but it doesn't necessarily show to like a lot of people who aren't following you. Whereas if you do like the video reels, that's going to actually show to more people than who just follow you. So that gets you out to people who are maybe interested in your content. So it's a good way to grow and get more people to learn about your business without necessarily running ads as well. Social SEO, that's another big thing. So like you've maybe heard of SEO, like search engine optimization. So like when you're on Google, people search for something on Google, maybe they're looking for a ski club near me, right? Then it'll show up for them. Maybe yours will show up if you're near them. But now that's becoming a thing in social media too. People search on social media for things. There's certain spots to search. So you can, so it's important to like throw in a few hashtags on your posts and videos. Hashtags are used for searching keywords. So like when you write your caption for your post, if you're going on a ski trip, mention ski trip in your caption. Like don't forget that. Like just some keywords. So if people are searching for the type of stuff that you're offering, then it'll show up and they'll find it. Especially on YouTube, because YouTube is search based. So, and people search on Instagram too and Facebook, but definitely YouTube. Okay. User generated content. So this is where like kind of the influencer world. And when I say influencer, it doesn't have to be someone, with 100, 200,000 followers. It could be anybody, who's active. It could be someone with a couple thousand followers. Maybe you have someone going on one of your trips or something. You know, have them, or even anyone, it doesn't have to be like people with multiple thousand followers. Just have them tag your page in their content and their posts that they're doing, reshare that, re-engage with them. That always looks really good. And then XR, so there's like a lot of the VR, extended reality stuff. 360-degree video is getting really popular right now. And that's pretty user friendly too. Becoming really easy to do that. It's a great way to kind of showcase spaces and areas. Let's see here. Oh, shoot. Let me go back. Are we still good? Can everyone hear me still and everything?
All good.
Okay. I just say, like to check in. Sometimes I get in the zone. Hashtags and social media optimization. So I was touching on that a little bit in the last slide. So when you're on social media, there's just like things to do that just kind of help out in general. Picking the right platforms for who you're trying to target. Obviously, like maybe LinkedIn isn't going to be the right platform for you guys, but it is for other organizations. I would say for most of you, probably Facebook and Instagram is going to be really, really useful. Maybe TikTok if you have somebody who wants to do that, but don't do too many platforms and like spread yourself thin and then not do well at any of them. Pick like one or two that you can really focus on. So I usually Facebook and Instagram are really good ones just because they're combined. So like I said, you get more bang for your buck, which is nice. So if you post to one, it goes to the other and everything. So that's really nice. Optimize posting times. Timing can be crucial, although it doesn't always matter, but you don't want to post at like 3 a.m. That's not going to work, obviously. You want to post kind of like when your audience is going to be online. But also note that that's probably when a lot of other people are posting. So then your content's competing too. So I kind of like to go on like the edges of those popular times. So kind of get in a little bit earlier or just a little bit later. So you're not competing with a bunch of other content that's being posted at the same time too. Engage with your audience. If someone comments on your video or your post, or whatever you have, it's good to respond back. It shows more engagement. If people ask questions, respond, interact with them. You can do polls and quizzes on your stories and stuff to get people to participate. The algorithm sees that, and the more interaction there is on a post, the more it's going to push it out to people. Hashtags and keywords, I already kind of touched on that, using hashtags and keywords for search. So if people are searching for stuff, they can find your content. So these are just kind of like little tips. And then we're not ready to do questions yet. So that one's a little premature because we have a little bit more time here. I'm gonna show you guys one other little thing. I've streamlined this presentation now, so I'm getting faster at it. So back here, I had showed you some of the different platforms for creating content, and we've talked about short form videos a lot. And so I want to show you guys how to maybe do a little bit editing for that. So this is CapCut. So there's a mobile version of this too for your phone, and actually that came out first. And I use the phone version all the time, but for the sake of demonstrating, I'm on my computer today, so I'm going to use the desktop version of it, which is similar. So just imagine everything a lot smaller on your phone, but it's going to be really similar. So from the last Mountain Travel Symposium, I had some videos out at Palisades. So I pulled some of these ski videos, and I was gonna put them into the timeline here, and we're gonna create a really quick little reel. So just drag your content in, and then you can, so this is going up the chairlift, really pretty views. This is quite a few seconds long, so I'm going to trim it down, just a couple seconds. And then I've got, I think, another perspective here. So yeah, there's going up the ski lift. So I'm going to trim that to right as I'm panning the camera up. And I'm actually going to mute this so that we don't get, there we go, noise. So there we go. I'm going to probably trim to about there. So this is a great way to highlight like stuff you're doing with your club. whatever it might be. So we're just gonna, and you want to be kind of like concise what you're doing. You don't want a lot of like extra video where nothing's really happening. People are going to lose engagement when you do that. Here we're gonna pull this one in. Okay, so there's someone going, I forget what those squiggle like lines are called that you can go down, but they looked cool and scary at the same time when I was there. I'd never seen that. I'd never skied outside of the Midwest until I went to MTS last year. So I was like, whoa, that's cool. And then let's see here. Got another little video showing scenery. Trim that down. And then maybe let's throw in one more. Okay. So this is skiing down this spot. We'll trim that down. Okay, cool. So now I've kind of just put together a series of clips here. Nothing crazy, nothing fancy. It doesn't have to be. You just kind of want to showcase what you're doing. You can edit a lot of things on here. Let's see here. We can do adjustments. So the pro version, which is the paid version, you can do auto adjust, which I love. So this like color corrects everything for you. This is probably like my favorite feature of the paid version. So for me, it's worth it at $7 a month. If you don't have the paid version, you have to manually go in and adjust the lighting and coloring on your videos. But I do find like that the auto adjust really just does kind of brighten everything up and just gives it a little bit more of a nice look. But if you don't auto adjust, you can go in and kind of do things manually. You can change the temperature, the brightness. I find that phone videos tend to shoot everything a tad dark so that you're not overexposed on your content. So I do like to kind of pop things up a little bit, maybe a little bit more contrast. And then let me get to, I want to increase the saturation. Here we go, saturation. Like I said, you can do all this on the mobile version too. It's just laid out differently. That's all. So you can do it manually or you can just do auto adjust. And then once you've if you've like done an adjustment to one clip, you can apply it to all, which is really nice. So like I'll auto adjust one clip and I'll be apply to all. So now it's color corrected them all for me, which is super awesome. I didn't have to manually, you can see like the sky is more blue, more vibrant in there, and our colors are popping more, which is just really nice. But you don't want it to look fake either. So you can always like tone down the strength of the auto adjust too. So if you just kind of want to find a happy medium, that's kind of one of my favorite tools in here. And then another one, oops, there we go. Another fun tool, let me go, speed. I love playing around with speed. So they have some nice presets in here. So if you kind of, so say you pick this clip, it's just kind of panning around. So we can do some interesting things with that. We could hit montage. So it's gonna speed the clip up in the beginning and then it's gonna drop down, slow it down, and then come back to normal speed. So it might create an interesting effect. Let's see what happens. So yeah, it kind of speeds through quick. But maybe I don't want it done on that clip. Let's try it on this one. This one might be better for montage and stuff. So you can play around with that. There's different ones. You can do jump cut. So like I should have trimmed this clip a little bit more. That's why I was like, what is going on here? There we go. So a jump cut is gonna like right in the middle, it's gonna speed up and like take you further down the trail. And you can adjust these keyframes here and you can have that last for longer too, speed up sooner. So then you can see it kind of like sped down the ski trail there. You could flash in, so it's gonna come in really fast and then slow down. So you can play around with that. I love playing around with these. It's super fun. It kind of makes your video more engaging. Or you can just change the speed of the whole entire clip. You can bring it down to like half speed. Oh, something I should mention when you're filming. Let me see if I can bring this up on Google. iPhone camera screen. Let's see if it'll show. Because like if you're on your iPhone, let's go video. Some settings to take note of. Wonder if it'll show. Oh, I was hoping it would show the setting. Like so when you're on your phone, let's see if I like click here, like obviously like right now you're set on photo, but if you switch over to video in the upper right corner of your phone screen for iPhones, this is going to be different for other phones. You'll see like a 30 and then you'll see HD right next to it. So that's talking about how your video is shooting. So 30 means it's shooting in 30 frames per second. And that you don't really want to slow down. You don't want to slow motion that because it's going to get choppy. So 30 frames per second is sort of like you just want to run that at normal speed. You don't want to slow that down because it's going to get choppy because there's not enough frames in that second to create this smooth looking video. So if you want to do like slow motion video and stuff, you can go to there's also the slow motion like option when you're scrolling through like photo, video, time lapse, whatever. But maybe you don't want to shoot at 120 frames or 240 frames per second. That's what the super slow motion ones are, is like 120 or 240 frames. I actually like to default set my camera to record at 60 frames per second. So when you tap, so in that top right corner for iPhones versus 30, I'll tap that and I'll change to 60 frames, which means I can cut the speed in half when I'm editing later. So I can do like half speed, which is really nice. And then the other thing I do is it'll be default to HD, which is 1920 by 1080 pixel dimensions. I like to increase it to 4K because you're just going to have a clearer video and it's just going to look nicer. So I tap the HD and then it'll switch to 4K. So that's something to note. If you're going to be playing around with speeds, know the frame rates. And I just like as a default like to shoot at 60 frames per second, especially anything that's going to have movement. If I'm moving my camera, anything action based, I always shoot in 60 frames because I'm likely going to be doing some editing and bringing it down in speed to do some slow motion effects and stuff. And you're just when you have movement, it's good to have those extra frames. And then the last thing on here that I'm going to show is we can add some text. Like I just have a bunch of video clips strung together here, like what brings them together, right? So we're going to add some text. I'm just going to do some default text here. Okay, so it's a little bit different on the computer. So we're going to go like Bohemia Ski Club is going to France. There we go. So maybe say you went last year, you got some video footage, now you want to promote the trip for next year, or whatever it is you have going on. And so then this white doesn't show up very good. You can change your fonts, change the size, bring that down a little bit, make it bold if we want to. We change the color. There we go. Red shows up more, but that's not really our brand color. We do more of a purple. Dark purple. There you go. But hey, that's still not showing up really good. We can do some other things. They have all these preset styles. We can put outline. We can do backgrounds, and stuff like, oh, here we go. Purple background with the text. And you can go in and customize all these things. So there's a lot of different options you have here. And say we want the text to go whole video. And then bam, now we've got a string of videos together to create a reel. And you could add more text and so forth. I'm just showing you guys the basics here. This video is already at 20 seconds. It already feels kind of long. I'd probably shorten it up some more. And then we would just export it. And you can just keep the settings here. And we will, where do I want to save it? Save it somewhere I can find it. Because I'm going to show you guys how to post it. ski trip, screen presentation. Okay, perfect. Export. Okay, so then that's going to export really quickly. And while that exports, we're going to go back to the internet. Before I go in and demonstrate how to post this, oh, do we have any questions that I should answer quick? Nope. Okay.
I don't have any chat right
Okay.
now, Mary.
Just checking in. All right. Okay. So then if we want to do, let me go back to the business suite. So you could post, okay, no, we don't want to do that right now. Let me go back quick. So, I'm on my page. I could post the reel right from here, and you could do that. But I like to do it through the business suite because it's nice and organized then. We can go to content here. And I'm going to do create a reel. Oh, hold on, I'm on a different page. I gotta switch back. Don't want to post it to my client's page. There we go. Not that I'm going to. Okay, there we go. So yeah, we're on the home tab here. I could create reel here. I just tend to default to go to content because then I can see what's published. I can see what's scheduled. I don't have anything scheduled right now. It's drafts. I just kind of find this a nice area to kind of work from. Create reel. Make sure it's the correct page. I'm going to add that video we just made. And obviously, if you're logged in to your pages like Instagram on your phone, you can just post it through there as well. No big deal. This is just how to do it. If you want it to go to Facebook and Instagram all at once, which is really nice. And you can do that from Instagram too, but this is just one way to do it. We'll put in a caption join us on this epic trip. Cool. And then you can pick your kind of cover image, what you want to, maybe pick that one. And then we'll throw some hashtags in here, right? Ski trip, put France, and whatever else you want to put in. And then we would hit next. And then this is where from your computer, you can select music. You can do the same thing when you're on your phone doing this. We pick something, pick song here, something general. You can pick things on trend. I'm just going to keep the volume down on it so it doesn't interfere. So you'd add your song here, your music. You can shift where it starts and where it ends for your video. So that's if you pick a song that has a transition beat on it and you have the clip and you want to do a video, cool transition, maybe you're sitting at home and you snap your fingers and bam, you're in France or something like that. You want a beat on that transition, then you can kind of, shift so that the beat is right where that clip transitions, which makes it seem more smooth. And then we would hit next. And you can publish it right then there. You can schedule it, which is nice. You can share it to your story. I don't have this set as public right now. You can share to groups too. So if you have Facebook groups that you're part of, you could share it to that as well in this process. And then you would hit schedule, or if you want to publish it right then and there, share. But we aren't going to publish today. So that's kind of basics for doing a reel as well. And let me come back now to Zoom. Where are we? Let me see. I stopped sharing for a second. Okay, I'm ready for questions now.
I have a couple that came through the chat to me. One is, can you post an event without boosting it? Post is free, boost carries a fee.
Cheryl.
Correct. Yes, you can post an event. You do not need to boost it, but I find that it's really beneficial to boost them, and it's so cheap to do it that why not? But maybe you don't need to. Some events that are really engaging and popular, people will see them and respond naturally. And if people are engaging with it off the bat, then it's going to be pushed out by the algorithm more. It's maybe people didn't resonate with the event right away, so it didn't get a lot of people saying that they were interested or wanting to go, so then it didn't get shown to a lot of people. So then you would boost it to be oh, maybe we do need to get it in front of the people. But Yeah, it kind of depends on how it performs organically. I don't usually boost an event right away. I'll create the event, give it like a few days to just sort of organically go out and see how it does, see how many people respond and engage with it. And then if you want more, then boost it. So you don't need to do it right away. I would give it like a week or a few days just to see how it performs organically on its own.
Okay. And someone said, I was under the impression that advertising on Facebook did not allow to target by age.
Oh, you can. It's just certain industries you can't. So like I have a client that rents apartments, does housing. I cannot run an ad based on age in that. It has to be completely inclusive. And I can only advertise in the local area. I can't advertise like the housing units to Chicago or something like that. And I cannot target by age or by gender for like housing ads. It depends on the industry, but for something like this, you could definitely target.
How do you post an event to your club page in Facebook, but not to your personal page?
So that's where you have to switch in to your page when you're on your profile. Here, I'll just share quick and show that again. So when you log into Facebook, okay, so when you log in, it's gonna come in as your personal profile. And then you're going to want to switch into the page itself. So you would go onto your profile icon and you can see all the others that you might have that you manage, and you'd pick the one that you want. And then it switches you into it, and you'll know it because it shows the icon, whatever you have as your profile picture. And then you can go in and then you can, go to your events and then create the event. And you can see your past events and stuff like that. So that's how it goes to your page, not your personal profile.
Another question, curious, what is the average annual budget for ski clubs you are managing?
Oh, I don't manage ski clubs themselves. I manage other small businesses and stuff like that. And the club that I'm associated with, we haven't had to spend any money. Everyone signs up for everything, so which is really nice. Fortunate. But but for like small businesses that I run ads for, I mean, their monthly like ad spend budget, what they spend on ads is like around $200, but that's like businesses, right? That we're doing monthly and we're getting people to like walk in the door, buy their services or products and stuff like that. So like for a ski club, you could definitely get away with probably like, $50 to $100 easily. All right.
One more, is the Adobe you mentioned actually a free version, not a free trial?
No, okay, so that could have changed. Last time I checked, there was a free version that you could utilize, but that stuff is always changing, so it could have gone to where it's a free trial. But it's the exact same as Canva. So, and I know Canva does have well, last time I checked, it had a free version, but like I said, they changed those things a lot, so it might be changed to a free trial as well now.
And someone just posted that Canva continues to have a free version.
Yes, okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. I hadn't heard of it changing, but I didn't know. So
That's the last question I see in my chat. Mary, Lisa, do y'all have any? Nina, do y'all have any questions in your chats?
No, I don't see anything.
Nope.
let me see here. I thought I saw a couple in here that were not answered. Like, do you have to be an admin? Oh, I have a couple direct messages to me. They're not to the group. That's why. Okay. Let me pull. Maybe that's what it is. How is Facebook and Instagram tied together via password, email, or what? Yeah, so That can be a little tricky to link them. I've had some issues with like clients that will have set them up, but then you don't know how to link them. But the best way to link them, it doesn't have to be set up with the same email. I'll say it helps if it is. Just to be consistent always makes it easier. So I go into the Meta Business Suite. Here, you can see my Facebook and my Instagram are linked in here. So when you go into your business suite, if it's not linked, this will be kind of grayed out, and there will be like a little button or something that says link accounts. And then you can click on that, and then you'll have to have your password for the Instagram, like all your login info for the Instagram to link it. And so you'll get prompted like when you're setting up the page, like if you have your Facebook page already set up and now you're adding Instagram, when you're in the Instagram app and setting up your profile, there will be like at some point a prompt for linking and stuff too. So you can just check that when you're at that stage. But honestly, this can get tricky sometimes, and it's a little bit different depending on how things are set up. So that's one of those things where I have people just like reach out to me about it, and I'll like look in and see what the individual issue is for getting it linked, because it can be different things. Oh gosh, okay. There's a lot of
I have
direct.
one more question. If you do not boost an event, who sees it?
Mostly your followers, people who like or follow your page, that's who's going to show out to. Now, there's a couple caveats to that. Now, if people are like engaging with it, like so it's gonna first kind of go out to your followers. And if those people like hit interested and yes, I'm going, and it seems like it's gonna be a popular event, then Facebook will kind of like promote that out to people beyond your followership. And if you go into Facebook, you can go into like upcoming events. You can see a list of upcoming events. So anyone who goes and like wants to see what's happening in their area. So if you go on Facebook in the app, there's a tab for upcoming events, and you can view a whole list of upcoming events, whether they're local, they're this weekend, next week, whatever, and then your event will show up in there as well. The ones with like more responses will show up further at the top. So that's a good thing there. So it will show to people who aren't necessarily your followers, but the boosting, like you can target to who you want to see it, which is really nice. And it's guaranteed that it's getting out to more people.
I have a couple more. Once they are linked, and I think this was back when you were talking about Facebook and Instagram linking them, do you need to manage both separately?
Once they're linked. So can you read the question again?
Once they are linked, do you need to manage both separately?
Not necessarily. You can. So like with all the businesses that I manage, I do it all through that business manager suite. So I can manage them all at the same time, like the Instagram and the Facebook at the same time, which is nice. Sometimes there's little nuances to things, like maybe you might want to just do something for Instagram and not for Facebook. So you can go in and just specifically do something to Instagram, but you don't have to manage them separately. You can do them together.
And then do you have any thoughts about Meetup versus a Facebook event?
A meetup versus a Facebook event.
Hmm.
I'm not familiar with like what meetup would be.
It's another app where you can
Uh,
post, like the Texas Ski Council is subsidizing the clubs having meetup accounts where they can post events and ski trips and etc. And it goes to everyone who is registered with Meetup that has, shown an interest in skiing. Like I'm a member of a golf group, and so my Meetup will have golf information in it too.
yeah, okay. So it's another platform. It's because separate.
But
Yeah.
yes, platform. I couldn't think of that word. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay,
I
now
was like, I don't think Facebook has a different version of setting up an event that's called Meetup. Okay.
yeah, no, it's a different platform. And then
Okay, so sorry,
there's
what
a
was the question
question
again then?
do you have any thoughts about Meetup versus Facebook?
I
Posting.
do both.
You do both?
Do both. Yep. Do both. They both serve different functions. And I'm not familiar with meetups. I don't know. I mean, it sounds like you have to be like part of Meetup to see the events, whereas like Facebook, anyone that's not following your club or something like that, you can get this stuff in front of them. So it's good to do both.
Okay, two more questions. For content creation, do you need to edit, create versus share authentic videos? For example, an awesome ski run. For content editing tools, how about iMovie?
Oh yeah, iMovie is fine. And you cut out when you're reading the first part of the question, so I missed that.
I apologize. Let me try again. For content creation, do you need to edit slash create versus share authentic videos? For example, an awesome ski run. For content editing tools, how about iMovie?
Okay, so if you have like a good clip of you, just a good video of you, like one clip that you just want to post itself, you could just directly post that if you want. And you can edit it and post it. If somebody else posts something, you can share it, but the person who posted that is going to get more engagement. That's where the traffic's eventually going to drive to, is the original poster. So sharing is fine, but I'd recommend that your page is the one that like does the original posting, because then if people share that and it gets out to further and further to more people because it keeps getting shared, eventually all that traffic's going to come back to you because that's where you want it. You want it to come back to your page, not somebody else's page. So I do recommend being the one to post. But sharing stuff is always nice. It's a good like supplement, right? And iMovie is, I use that too sometimes. It's another platform that you can utilize with a lot of the same features. So yeah, absolutely. Whatever you're comfortable with. I just showcased ones that I utilize quite a bit and that have features that I like.
And next, Facebook is very generational. What is the best way to reach out to the 20, 30, 40-year-old skiers?
Well, that's where Instagram is nice. That's why it's nice that Meta has both Instagram and Facebook, because you're going to run into a lot of the younger, that 30s, mid to late 20s on Instagram. So that's where you're going to get that younger demographic on Instagram. So if you have the Facebook, go ahead and create your Instagram, because like I said, you can link them and you can post to both at the same time. So it doesn't really create a whole lot of extra work for you. And if you really want to target super young people, yeah, go to like TikTok and stuff like that. You can utilize, like if you're posting reels and stuff like that to Instagram, then you can reutilize it for TikTok too.
Those are the last of my questions.
Okay. There's there's quite a few on my chat that were like sent directly to me. So let's go through the whole thing. Let me see. Let's see here. Okay, let me see. Someone asks, you might want to explain what you mean by bringing in the hex codes for color selection. Oh, so when I was like changing colors in Adobe Express for different graphics, and I said I brought in the hex codes for the colors. It's a color code you get if you have brand color, like colors for your brand. You can get like a code so that you know you're using the same color every time. So it's just like a multi-digit code, like letters and numbers, and then you can just import that in so you know you're using the right color and you're not just like guessing. Let's see here. Um, okay, I did see the age one. Uh, When I was boosting the event on Facebook, was I providing an example as a member posting on Facebook or as a social media consultant? No, I was showing it if you're an admin of the page or a manager of the page, like if you have a role on that page, you've been giving permissions to post and do stuff to the page. I was showing creating a Facebook event as you would if you were to do it, not from my agency perspective. And it would actually wouldn't be any different for creating an event. If you post an event on Facebook to our club website, how do you keep Oh, okay, I already answered that one. Let's see here. Is there a way with Facebook to just target your members versus the public? We run some events that are open to the public, such as our monthly meeting where we have our board members and event leaders. So a Facebook post for this is fine. On the other hand, we run local socials that are just for members or members plus invited guests, but not the public. You can create like a Facebook event or something and like set it to like private, invite only, so only people who are invited can see it. Um, like if you would probably run it, like if it's just like a members only event, I'm sure you have other ways to communicate with them, like through email to encourage them to come to the event. You probably have like an email sign up for them. So if it's a members only event, typically like if you're gonna put something out on social media about it to like remind your members, what I do is I'll just put like in the description, like if you're gonna do a Facebook event, you might like want to create the Facebook event so people who aren't members see it and are like, oh, this looks cool. I want to become a member now. And then they're going to sign up and become a member, and now they can do this event. So that's one thing to think about too. If you have like members only events, is that it's okay that it's visible to the public, but just make a note on there like members only. So like even in your title for your event, so maybe you have a social. So say you're like ski social at blah blah blah, and then in parentheses just put members only. And then in the description, put a link to how people can become a member. So you could drive membership that way too. So don't necessarily hide it just because it's a members only event. You want people to be aware that there's something like this. And then that's how you drive up your membership too. Um, let's see here. Let's see, that's more of a statement. I'm still not clear. Is Meta Business Suite part of Facebook or a separate app? So it's like part of it. It's just like another, I don't know how to explain that. It's part of it and it's separate at the same time. So think of it as like your way to manage the page. It's your platform. It's part of Facebook. But it's just how you can go in and manage everything for your page from one spot. Um, And if you're on your phone trying to do all this, so you would actually, Meta Business Suite, you would download that as a separate app from the Facebook app. So like you have your Facebook app on your phone. So if you want to like manage everything, then you would, through the Business Suite, you would download Meta Business Suite app. So it'd be a separate app on your phone, but it's really nice because then you don't have to be like on your personal Facebook app, like flipping through things and switching back and forth. And for like a lot of times, if I'm on my personal Facebook app and I switch to business profile, I'll forget that I'm in there. And next thing I know, I'm like doom scrolling content and I'm like liking things. And I'm like, oh, wait, I'm liking it as the page, not myself. So that's where the business suite's really nice. So you can just go into the business suite app and you just log in and have your pages brought in there. And so you can go and manage everything from there without it getting muddled with your personal stuff, which is really nice. Um, okay, so the ads are seen just by your followers on Facebook. Nope, ads go out to anybody. The people you've targeted, you've given parameters for who you want to see your ads, so it'll go to anyone beyond who follows you. Um, any pointers on creating a new Facebook page? Remember the password. And there's so places that don't remember their past. So you don't have no idea how many businesses come to me and they like created their Instagram or something and they're like, I don't know my password. And I'm like, I can't link your page, your Instagram to your Facebook then. Like, I need to know the password to do this stuff. So please remember your password. Have a good logo, a cover image, profile picture. Once you've created the page, post some content so people know it's legitimate. Don't not do anything with it. Use an email that you have access to and will for a while, maybe one that other people have access to. Like if you're a club and you're creating a page, Like, what is your club email? Don't set it up with your personal email. Try to do it with your club email. It'll make things easier down the road as you have to transition roles too. That's the other thing. Don't be the only one with admin privileges, especially if you like you're a club with these pages. Make sure a couple other people on the board have admin privileges, because if you are the one who created it and you step down and move on and you haven't given admin privileges to anybody else, it is a nightmare to ensure that other people get admin privileges to pass along, who's going to be managing it. Our Facebook page is of our club has 3 administrators. These are the only people who can post. Does this rule apply to Instagram as well? So Instagram's a little bit different. But once you've linked it to your Facebook page and you add it to your Meta Business Suite, then those same people can manage the Instagram through the Business Suite. That's why the Business Suite's really nice. Because otherwise you have to like log in to Instagram through the app itself and then have it as like another Instagram profile that you're logged into on the Instagram app itself. So that's why if you have them linked, and then you manage it all through the Meta Business Suite, people with those permissions from Facebook can now also post to your Instagram without having to actually log into Instagram on like the Instagram app, using your credentials. Do you have to be an admin of a page to sign in and post things? No, there's different levels. You can give different permissions. So like if you're an admin of your Facebook page and you want to allow somebody to do a very specific function, but you don't want them to like be able to do other things, you can designate what other people are allowed to do. So you can add someone to the Facebook page with the very specific roles, and you can like select like, okay, I only want this person to be able to post content, or I only want them to be able to respond to messages and stuff like that. So you can designate what they can do. Let's see here. Okay. What does a Facebook business account cost? Nothing. It's free. The business, and maybe you're referring to the business suite. It's free. It's included. You don't have to pay anything for the business suite. And creating a Facebook page is completely free. The only thing you pay for is ads. Do you need Meta Business Suite on computer, like app on phone, if you already have Facebook? No. So like on your computer, it's a little bit different. I'll share my screen again really quickly. So like when I'm on Facebook here and I'm gone to so like here I was switched into my page. Now I'm going to go to my page here. I can see my page, but I want to kind of be more in a management position of it. So you go to Meta Business Suite right here on the side, and it brings you in. That's one way to get to it. So you can also just put in business.facebook.com into your URL area, and you can get straight to it that way too. So, but if it's on your phone, the mobile version, then you have to download the app for the Meta Business Suite. Okay. I'm through my questions, I think.
Wow.
Look at that.
is
7:29.
perfect timing. You said an hour and a half. You do have it down.
Yeah, I know there's always a lot of questions after these presentations. So, I mean, I know I
Definitely.
zoom through the information really quickly. So there's a lot that I pack into these presentations. So that's why it's good to have the recording so you can go back and kind of see like, oh, where did she click when she did that? Because I know sometimes like the internet connection, sometimes a little bit of a lag. So you might not always see where I click on something right away too.
Yes. Well, Nina, Mary, thank you very much, everyone, for joining us. We appreciate it. And if you have suggestions for topics, please feel free to email myself or Cheryl. And we will keep working on more presentations. This was the first for this year.
Oh, and there's one more quick question that I do want to answer. Someone asked me, where was I when I was making the video? If I was in Meta? No, I was not. I was in CapCut. So it was a different app. I already had it open on my computer, so I didn't open it in front of you all. So it's just another app for creating the video. And I saved it to my computer. So then when I went to Meta, then I uploaded it and published it.
I just got a chat from someone saying their question didn't get answered. But I'm not finding,
If they could
I'm
put it
not,
back in, because there was a lot of like little messages in there to sort through, so it's possible that could have gotten missed.
yeah, I'm not finding one on mine from her. Whereas if I could find her on the screen, I'd just let her ask it real quick. I'm not, Jean, where are you? Uh, oh, there we go. Jean, I'm asking you to unmute yourself, so go ahead and unmute and ask her directly the question. Go ahead, Jean, and ask. It shows she's unmuted, but I'm not hearing anyone.
Ah, there. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Oh, there
go
she
ahead.
is.
Yeah.
Go ahead and
Uh,
ask the question.
is there a way to ask where, like in Google, you can go into Google and ask where and how do you do something, how to do something? Is there a way to do that in Instagram or Meta?
No, but you could type that into Google, and a lot of times it'll tell you.
Oh,
Like if
okay.
yep, you can
Okay.
type if you have a question about Meta or Instagram about how to do something, just type that into Google, and a lot of times you'll get an answer, especially from like the new AI bot too. It's pretty good,
Oh,
actually.
okay.
Mhm.
Thanks, Jean.
All right. Again, thank you all and have a good night.
Thank you.
Thanks, Nina. Thanks, Mary. Thanks, Lisa.
Have a good night, everyone.
Bye.